Yo, what's going on, guys? Jesse504 here, and today I am bringing you our replacement upload for APA Week 1. Jesse504 reacts to the Week 1 game that I would have played if I was the coach here, Week 1. However, we came in and we're replacing for Week 2 onwards. So, that is going to be our plan for this week going forward. We were replacing Platinum Howler. He had to drop for personal reasons, so but he left us with one game played and a draft that we'll have to use for 3 more weeks before we redraft. However, let's just go over this first game without further ado. It is New Britain Rockruff's coach Diet Tight going up against Delta Glider's coach Platinum Howler. And we see an interesting matchup here. Dragapult is really good, obviously, in draft. Spexpult kind of is really tough to lock with. It's going to be prediction reliant, but it will pick one every time it comes in with the right button clicked. Draco gets free to a certain point once Selly is weakened because Bisharp isn't a real switch in, and Primarina also kind of struggles to switch into Shadow Balls. Speaking of Shadow Ball, that move can be spammed a bit. However, you gotta be wary of Bulletproof Como. I think Soundproof has to come though, knowing the matchup. Fire Blast is a good middle ground for Steela and Bisharp. U-turning out is good. I do think Specs is probably suboptimal here in hindsight, but it's still good. Flame Orb Heracross is, I think, the best breaker here. Look at Flame Orb Heracross. CC Knock, Facade just does really well because there's only 2 CC resists, and both of them do not appreciate Facade. And if you ever bink a Swords Dance randomly, then that really shuts down like anything. You're forced to attack it, and it'll kill the Steela from full, which is really nice. I think it would, at least, but that's kind of the lead. As for leads, I expect Cinderace or Pult seem to be good leads for fast U-turn options. So if I was playing this game with this team, I would probably want to lead Primarina or Miltank to capitalize on what I predict those leads to be. Because Primarina, super effective stab for both of the mons in. Miltank gets pretty much free rocks on both of them. However, you have to be wary of like a Specs Draco, I guess, for Pult, but is much better into Cinderace if you are thick fat. If you are scrappy, maybe not. I would just lead Prim in that case. I feel like Prim is the all-around best lead here. It just puts on good offensive pressure. However, you might want it for late game, in which case, understandably, not leading it. And leading off with a Thundurus. I feel like Thundurus wasn't that good of a lead here, just because it isn't that good into my predicted leads. However, I assume like he might have expected like Blastoise lead trying to predict the Prim lead or something like that. It's just like sort of the mind game with leads. But we see a Helmet Miltank go down to 50, but it'll just get a free milk drink off. However, if the Cinderace's high jump kick, it can now threaten to kill it. But it is not high jump kick, couldn't fit it. Pyro Ball here I think was a terrible click. I feel like you U-turn or hard swap. Get punished for making a bad play. I don't think it killed. And the Miltank just kind of heals on you now. But you now get into that Heracross, which you could have gotten into on the free milk drink turn and set up a Swords Dance or something. But you get bailed. I feel like the dodge for a dodge wasn't as equal here because you made a bad play and then you got bailed. Whereas Howler kind of just ended up getting a little unlucky here. However, Parrot Heracross is still a guts boosted Heracross. It just can't kill the Primarina or really Celesteela as easily. But Knock is a good click here. I think Facade is probably what I would have clicked if I was Jay. But Knockoff comes out here, which is fine. I think Facade would just raw drop the Thundurus though, looking at that damage. However, you do just get free Mudsdale here. Thundurus, I feel like I would click probably Grass Knot if I had it, if not Psychic to kill the Heracross. So, fair click, fair click, fair click. I don't know the prep exactly. Now, Thundurus obviously has to switch. If I have U-turn, I'll click it. If not, I won't click it. Actually, I probably wouldn't click U-turn, seeing that I didn't see an item like leftovers pop. However, I guess I would have been able to tell assault vest damage. But Jay should just click smack down here because Selly comes in and then like you get a free smackdown off on it and it has to pivot out. But aggressive pull isn't the worst. However, because of U-turn being a potential play, I feel like that was not your best play to make. I feel like you just smacked down. But now you can get a Fire Blast. I feel like the Celestial should have Protect though to scout, but it doesn't, or it doesn't click it there. And that does 90%, which is good. Now this heals up a little bit, but this Celestial is pretty much a sap from now. So obviously Howler can see the specs damage, and you could make it pretty informed double. I feel like doubling back into the Heracross for good offensive positioning seems really strong, but expecting a Protect potentially, like 2, that would have been good. And then Primarina comes in, and this Blastoise is sort of meant to take Primarina hits, but it doesn't really do much back. And you're faster, so the flip turn goes off first, and you might have to pick one. I feel like just clicking Moonblast was like very free. Especially if you are like specs here, Moonblast seems really free. The resist is Cinderace, which gets pretty much 2 KO'd and does not kill you back. Flip turn is an alright play, I guess. However, your Primarina just clicks such a strong button that I don't like clicking flip turn. I like trying to claim a KO. But I don't fault Howler for doing that. I feel like it's just kind of a tendency. You see a momentum move, you click the momentum move. Slow momentum is never a bad thing. But I feel like you could have capitalized with that Primarina being in, whereas now the Primarina isn't in anymore. Rocks go up, which is fine. That's all that the Miltank really could click here, especially expecting Heracross. Unless you wanted to try to make a risky double like into the Thunderous to prevent Heracross from clicking buttons, which both of which are very valid plays. However, I like just getting rocks up there. I feel like the chip, especially on Amon, like seeing if things are boots, like Cinderace. If Cinderace isn't boots, that's really good for you. But Dead Sally is also nice, but like especially limiting Heracross, obviously taking passive burn damage, passive rocks damage, that'll really limit it from beating you, because you can punish it out every time with this Thunderous. But rocks don't seem like a bad click. There is a good spinner in Blastoise, but it can't really fit spin because it kind of needs to be Restock to beat Primarina. However, if Primarina's Energy Ball and Calm Mind, it still doesn't. Psychic comes out, I feel like you just go Mudsdale every time there. But now Howler obviously is in a not commanding position. I feel like Jay's still winning, especially with that Heracross, because you click a free U-turn here, which is another potential opportunity for Heracross to come in. And I feel like that's kind of just how you play this game, is you get Heracross in, you get buttons clicked with Heracross, and you profit. Whereas Howler, I feel like, is on the back foot, just trying to kill the Heracross.
What do you mean?
But, yeah, Bisharp equals free Heracross. I feel like Bisharp doesn't switch in to Specs Draco very well at all. Perhaps he's like a solve as Bisharp, and I don't know. But, close combat. Sucker Punch does actually a chunk. But Heracross is going to be very limited in its usage from now on. But it gets probably 2 more buttons clicked. 1 more on a Miltank. Which, especially after rocks, right? Because you get forced out here. And then you're at 30 out of 155. You take rocks and a burn hit. And I think you're alive with like 2 HP or something. But if you take helmet, obviously it's invalid. But this Thunderous looks like it could put on a lot of pressure if that Mudsdale gets worn down. I assume it's boots. Jay didn't bring rocks this week, I don't think, but I assume boots Thunderous, or maybe there's like a Twisted Spoon or something boosting item. If there was Grass Knot, I feel like this Thunderous especially would have had like a good opportunity to click it. However, I don't think it is Grass Knot because it hasn't clicked it yet. But win conditions for Howler at this point is also positioning a Como-O sweeper set, whether it be Fangirl or Dragon Dance. I feel like that getting positioned on like the passive Blastoise, especially if it's a special Fangirl set, or getting in on like Cinderace, even though Zen Headbutt can do damage, it's not going to kill you. getting it on a pull locked into the wrong move. I feel like there's plenty of opportunities to set up a Como-O endgame. But I feel like that is kind of your real only endgame opportunity here. And even then, it struggles to break through Moltres, especially if it's special. Even if it's physical, it should live a +1 close combat. But it'd be close, I think. But it might not live +1 Stone Edge. So, Muzdale comes in, Psychic, and you're on such a commanding foot. I feel like you just click Smackdown to guarantee the hit, potentially take out the threat, and if not, you get chip elsewhere, which is more than fine. But you click Earthquake, I feel like that's a bad play. That's potentially letting Howler back into this game. And I feel like just clicking Smackdown, getting rid of that Thunderous seems very worth it. Here, obviously, you saw that he was ready to give up that Thunderous. I would click Smackdown again. He doesn't have a good Mugsdale switching. Rock Slide. Ugh. I feel like you get punished for missing there, and then you're dead Mudsdale. However, maybe dead Mudsdale isn't the worst thing here, because it doesn't let in like Como-O to set up on it. But I don't know if Como-O does set up on it. Rock Slide comes out, Thunderous is dead.
It was hard Como-O. Oh, sweet, you can go into mine. Oh, thank God. Holy shit.
But Primarina comes in, and you kind of just give up a kill to Primarina. You can't click Flip Turn. I don't even know if that kills you with the defense boosts. But just like a free Moonblast comes out probably. That's more than fine. Scald comes out. That was also fine. You get into Heracross now, and you get one more click of Facade. I would imagine you click Facade here. Don't want to let the Prim, but I guess you can't really sack Prim.
East side's ever seen. East side rise up.
CC is an interesting click. It obviously is high reward if you get a Como-O. I don't think he'll give you Como-O, but if you get the Miltank dead on the spot, that's nice.
Well, I'm dead.
And now he's going to Pult, right? I guess letting in that Prim isn't the worst thing, because you can just sack to it, go Blastoise. Moltres is fine, I guess, but like that one doesn't really do anything to Prim either. Prim comes out though. You might be able to live a Moonblast and just Hurricane for the game away, but I don't know if you do, and then that's also hitting Hurricanes. But that Como can win off of one missed Hurricane at this point. If it gets like a Flip Turn click right here, Como comes in and wins, I think. Scald, that is fine, you chew that very easily. But now if it's Calm Mind Prim, you're also in a very bad spot. I feel like one of those mons can bring this end game for a Howler here. But at the same time, Jay does have 4 mons alive to play with, to work with. But I think Calm Mind Prim might be able to take the game away. Scald for nothing, but you get the burn chip, which is going to be nice. Moonblast shows that it isn't choiced. I don't know what choice item it would be to not be doing as much damage with like the Scald that it just clicked, because it's obviously not Scarred. But Flip Turn comes out, and this is potentially just game here with the Como. However, like I was saying, Moltres should live one, and from here, let's think. Dragon Dance up. You get Scald Burned, you lose. So that's a 30% chance to lose right there. Clangor Soul, I don't think kills Moltres in one. That's another chance to lose. But if you Dragon Dance and avoid a Scald Burn and avoid a Hurricane, that's you need 9% of the time to win this game. It's like you win this game 9 out of 100 times, I think, from Howler's perspective. But Flip Turn, I don't know about that click. I feel like you try to punish with a Scald Burn. However, I guess giving more Dragon Dances for free isn't the best either. I guess it's just tough. Because you hit a Hurricane and you're in a great spot. But if you got a Scald Burn, you were also in a great spot, because then like you get more chances to hit your Hurricane, I guess. However, I think it's still a 2 KO plus 2 burned. So it would be an interesting exchange.
That was a crit. Unless it's late for it. No, that's definitely crit. Okay, moment of truth.
And Hurricane comes out and it misses, and that is a Como sweep.
Not much we can
So yeah,
do for it.
I will start the season off 1-0 plus 2, but watching from Jay's side, giving Jay support, that was definitely a tough one to watch. But that was the end game that Howler had to go for a 30% win, which is obviously you never like to see it, but it happens.
Gotta be faster than it, I guess.
You miss a Hurricane. Air Slash might have killed, I don't know if it even did, but EQ just kind of picks off the remaining kills. So Howler knew what his win con was, he went for it, so good job for him, good job for us starting off. Starting off 1-0 plus 2, we didn't really do anything to deserve it, but I'm gonna go. I will pause, be right back, and just give you our team for the next 3 weeks for you guys to see in case you don't know it already. Alrighty, so there weren't team pages to go off of on the APA doc, so you just have my team in a prep doc, blank opponent, just so that you guys know. We have Celesteela, Como, Primarina, Salazzle, Thunderous Therian, Miltank, Delmise, Bisharp, Hippowdon, and Mr. Mumgaller and Omanite. I'm not really sure how I feel about this team. It just feels like kind of weak. Bisharp I don't like. Like, it exists. I had this ranked pretty low. I did power rankings, and I had this one ranked pretty low. It just feels kind of awkward to use. It definitely has the potential to win games, but it's just not my favorite team in the world, I'm not gonna lie. But hopefully we can win with it, and then for the next 3 weeks dump it and draft better. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed with all that being said, and until next time, Jesse504 out. Peace.